Meh, that's enough. Okay. How's things looking? Looking all right? Coming in clear? So, this is a multi-stream of madness. That's what we're got going on right now. Let's go check and see if it's working. So that's what we're going to do. So let me go over to the old screen mirror, and now I'm into infinity. Right? And we're really going to go to a nice new window and go to Facebook. And it brought me to this page, which is the page that I'm saying I want a thing to happen on. Right? Here we go. This, that, this, that. I mean, I don't see much of it. Oh, there we go. So we're live on Facebook. That's fun, right? Share this to my more options, more options. I want to share to my copy link. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Okay, so I'm interacting as Best Frank Forever. Let's go interact as myself. Exciting. Woo! There we go. I wooed to myself. All right, so now we'll shoot over to here, do this, boom. Multi-stream of madness. Mwahaha. Okay. All right, I don't know. Whatever. Multi-stream of madness. Mwahaha. My art. There we go. My art. Multi-stream of madness. Mwahaha. Post. Alrighty, let's go to YouTube and see what's going on there because I don't believe. Oh, look at that. Live now. Looks like we're doing good. Perfect. Let's go check it out. All right. And I'm on the right page? Yep, on the right page. Sounds good. Alrighty. Toot, toot. Kaboom. All right. So there goes that one. Right? And there goes that one. And now we're back to this. Now, I don't know. So we got those chats going on. I feel like there's supposed to be some way I can see all of the chats, but I have no idea. Multi-stream. There you go. So stream chat, read only. I don't know what that means. Whatever. So now, there we go. There's your boy right there hanging out, making comments on his own thing. Oh, what a chore this was because I set up all this new stuff and then you know what that did? It erased this setup because it's not intuitive. And using all of these websites is a real pain in the butt, but working, all right? I don't know where my YouTube one went, but you know, that one, I don't know if the chat's coming through there, but look, it posts a little chat about with your name and who I am, so that's pretty good, right? Let me go back to YouTube. Let's go. Boom. See, I said a thing, so. There I am. Woo! Yay. All right, there. Let's see if that got picked up. Just mute you. Right? All right, there they are. Look at that. So this thing is up and running. So that's good. Because I paid for this. I want that extra attention. I mean, I think it's worth it. Why stream to one place when you can stream to three? And I figured I'd invest in myself. So one of the things that you get is you get a lot of overlays. You get a chance to do a lot of overlays. You get a chance to do a lot of fun stuff like that and just download them. So I accidentally kind of overwrote this one because they don't tell you that like, and I was on a different setting, but it's like, oh no, this was the one that I had set as like my default, not on the Streamlabs, this thing, not on my dashboard, not on twitch.tv, the channel, but in some other setting on streamlabs.com. It's like the pencils was my default. So now I'm messing with streamlabs.com. I'm messing with quite a few other things, like where you gotta, all these settings take place, you can do them on your Twitch channel, in Streamlabs OBS, which is what I look at and what this is, right? On your Twitch dashboard or Streamlabs dashboard and your Twitch dashboard. It's ridiculous. Like all these controls do all this stuff. So kind of a pain in the butt. But you know what? I think I got some sounds working. Let's see what happens when someone follows me. Here, wait, I'll switch to the big window. Boop. And I'll get ready to do it. Oh, there's a big follow. Oh, look at that. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. Perfect. I talked over the fun noise. Here, wait, listen again. I think you can hear it. I think it records it. Hey, I got some Janine for you. And then if I get a hosty host. Well, that doesn't work as well. But it's all right. I got to move it down a little. There we go. So playing around with graphics and getting all that stuff done. So that's going pretty good. We've got a bunch of drawing that I'm going to do. You saw yesterday, I got the interior of that thing done. I'm going to try to keep that going. And, you know, just plow on through page 1, really. It's been going pretty good. So I'm really enjoying the fact that Twitch has had me motivated. Now I can't just call it Twitch because now I'm on YouTube and now I'm on Facebook. So I spent all day renaming and rebranding everything to Best Frank Forever across all these platforms and updating everything that I could. So I'm going to continue to do that. And apparently I did Streamlabs Prime, so now I have some sort of website somewhere. So here, you want to see this weird website that Streamlabs made me? Streamlabs, right? .com/bestfrankforever. It says no internet. That's a bunch of nonsense. There it is. Look at that. All right, hang on. I'll get us in the big window. Hang on. Boom, mirror it up. Boom, look at this thing. I'll hit refresh again. So now this is some sort of tip page, I guess I get. And there's a donate button. And you can put some money. I haven't adjusted any of this or updated any of this or added anything to it. But so this is something I downloaded, was this background setting. I don't know what that's all about or what else I can do with it. Home, right? So this is the home. Oh, look at that. There we go. So there's my home. I'm on there. And then there's some other things on this page that I gotta, this is the largest header, the smallest header. You know, you see, you get all this stuff. So I gotta look at how this all connects and get it done, but it's coming together, you know, coming together. And in case you were looking yesterday, I did wind up buying all of that flooring. I've spent $100 on green floor mats that are on the way. I can't wait. All right, so enough of that. Back to the big window. I noticed that my light changes if I do that or if I do that. And then some of my fuzzies go away. It's so stupid. But, come on, fuzzies. Oh, that made the fuzzies worse. I'll tell you, like I say, oh, look at that. Yeah, I'll do this for an hour. That's my buddy Hector right now again. And the Falcon and the Winter Soldier's coming on in about an hour. So I probably should only hang out for an hour. Makes sense. I just want to get things moving, connect all the dots. I've been working on this all day, since like 3 o'clock. And it's 11 p.m. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've been working on this for 8 hours already. Okay? So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But I'm also for getting up and just not doing this and going to have some fun. So good. Bah. Yes, yes, yes. See you in an hour. Okay. So let's get to it then. Bang. Right? We got that. Don't gotta worry about the fuzzies when I got that going on. So I want to scroll back. Oh, I know why. I probably got to reset a few things. Because my ink is staying the same. It's not refreshing, like, you know, the ink falls. But I'll do all that crap later. Let's go look into what we got going on here, where, again, it's top of the page, right? I drew the city of Tucson. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, there you go. A mountain. A mountain. Then we got the interior of the restaurant. Came out pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't usually draw, you know, spaces like this. I'm very much a two-dimensional artist. So this was really good. This was really good that I got that done. Now, looks like, oh, I know why the lighting again. I forgot my guy. My man here needs some light. Shed some light on the situation. Where's his ass? Here we go. And Kapaya. There's a little more light. All right. So let's keep hope alive as we keep on going. And I move this. Here we go. Take a ride with me, because now you're gonna actually hang out right on top of the drawing. Boom. And do that. I don't know if that's comfortable, but whatever. Hey, at least you'll stay put when I move, right? So let's see. That's the center, right? There we are. So how much do we have? And I'm there and I'm there. That's gonna be kind of a pain in the butt. I'm there and I'm there. And that means that can go like that. There we go. And then that is the top about there. So yeah, you're just about all the way in there. All right, let me get my reference. Let me get my reference. I got a reference to get. I know, a very exciting shot. There we go. I should get a little character in there. But let me get some reference going, and then I'll be able to move forward. So here we go. I got my reference up. Again, just doing this thing where I just kind of take a look and draw what I see without really measuring too much stuff. I did the measuring here for the interior room. Maybe I will do some of that. It did kind of work, right? So let's do that for this picture, which is it's a narrower picture actually. So this panel, what do we got? We got 8 inches. Yeah, look at that. 7, 8 inches by 5. All right. So let's see what this is. File, new. We're going to go 8 by 5. Create that image. Rotate it because I did it backwards. Image, canvas. Oh, come on, guy. There we go. Boom. All right, this will actually work pretty good, apparently. Oh. Here, I'll switch this so you're not bored. Kapow. All right. So I did make one, but I was like, oh, I don't need this to be 300 dpi. Don't save. File, new. I'm going to do 8 by 10, but it only needs to be 72 dpi. There we go, create. Oops, image, rotate, 90 degrees, boom. Drag her over there. There we go. Fit on screen. So that's the size of the panel. So that means like that's what I gotta fit in. Is all that. And I don't want to, you know, I can get it a little bigger, right? Because I think I can cut off this bit of the house. There we go. Get a little more real estate. Don't need half of that. All right, that's about as far as it can go in either direction. So let's do that. All right. Yeah, that's good. All right, so that, I mean, yeah, it is. It's wider. It's kind of wider, but I'll have a lot of. I'll just do that, and I can use this space for the text, so this way it doesn't get in the way of anything. All right, and then the other day I did do the pixel thing, which I think worked pretty good. All right, so I said it's 8 by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get that to be 5. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Smidge more. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty much perfect. I could actually, no, that's pretty much perfect. And that'll be 9. So those are all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, no, I do have to just go up till it is equal. That's what would make it 5 inches. So I think this will actually just work out, you know, as we want. Like I was saying, 4, 4. So we got 5 by 8, as I was doing. There, do that. Still a little more. All right. Okay, so it's just good for measuring for sure, because these ain't cartoons. These are the buildings. You kind of want them to make sense. All right, so there we go. And I'm just even going to scribble this away so I don't get distracted. El Charo is who I'm doing it for. Right now, though, I don't need to worry about any of that because the story goes like this is their home. Like this was their original house. So that's actually what I'm doing. Is I'm really drawing their house more than I'm drawing their restaurant. But, you know, pretty rad. All right, so we'll do that. There's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8 across. Okay, good. So let me get that big. Boom. All right, now I'll get back to the drawing camera. There we go. And now I've got my reference. Yeah, and we'll do it about that. 1, 2. Oh, that's too much. Okay. Again, oh boy, do I need multiple monitors. Like nobody's business. Like nobody's business. All right. I got some areas to work with. Let's just go for it. So let's get all these hashies in so that we know what we're doing. Boop. 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 And there's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8. All right. Alrighty, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, and it's right there. That's actually down the same one, so there we go. So that's about where we're starting. There's the pinpoint of our house. Pretty modest home. Like just pretty much just a classic. All right, and this one goes 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3. This is about where that's going to end. And then this one, same deal. 1, 2, 3. Ends about here. All right. How far is that one? Yep. And then let's just go across. Why not? So that one gets to about there-ish. Right. It's that peak. And this one would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's actually on the line of the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the line of the 5th. This one is just a little off kilter, the center of 4. Into the 2. It's a little steeper than that. And that's what it's doing. It's weird because the two triangles don't line up like one in front of the other. On the edge, perfect. Right, and that one goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, but it really goes to there. Okay. All right, and we got some gutters. Can take you around, doesn't really matter. Move, make room for my arms. There's a way to go flip the camera around a bunch. Maybe I should have just done that. I feel like that should still be wider, but I'm gonna not worry about it. Oh, I do have this kind of blown up a bit bigger. That thing is 1, 2, 3 is what it is. It is 1, 2, 3. So yeah, it's as wide as it is. Can't argue with counting. Can't argue with the numbers. Numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice. If you know what that's from, you're the greatest person ever. Da 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 da. I thought it has that. No, we got that. All right, it really has like a thin line too. I'll do that on the opposite side of that toppy line. Here we go. Hang on tight. Here's our nice thin line. Do I have a squeakier chair, everybody? Squeaky squeaks. Okie dokie. Then there's that. Then there is like this lip. All right, so we got that. And then that is, you know, it's fuzzy there, but I'm not too worried about that. There's some of that fuzz. Keep his microphone nice and close too. Oh, better than creeks. Are they better than creeks? Because I don't know. I don't know, Andrew. How you doing? How you doing, Andrew? I don't know if it's better than creeks. I could be. I think you're right though. Nobody wants a creaky chair. Squeaky though. Squeaky's not too bad. Da 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 da. Of all these computers, I got so many chairs around, but I'll tell you what. The other chair, I was one time using it, and it's so worn. Like the whole back is like grossly worn, like it's falling apart, right? And I was moving chairs from, I wanted to move the chairs from one room to the other. There was too much crap in the way, so I was like, you know what? The heck with it. And I just decided to do it. And because my friend Talia just was being a pain in the butt. She's like, oh, just do it in that chair. Nobody cares. And I think she was sitting in the chair I want to use. Fine. And I do it. And then I got chair shamed by people that night. Someone even, they said like, that chair is, like they mocked me. They mocked me for how gross my chair was. I was ashamed. I was ashamed. You gotta have that chair. You can't be having chair envy. See, I'm on, all this really, all of this is just me on the mission to just get sponsored by Clutch, and they'll send me a nice fancy chair. You know you're doing it right when you got Clutch on your side. So one day they'll send me a nice fancy chair. Squeak free. Or I just get some WD-40. There's that. I gotta figure out how to do that roof too. All right, that goes down to there. And then this guy is really just right across. So no reason to, right? About that high, maybe that high. That's good. That seems legit. All right, because this also gets like kind of a little line. Do 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 do. Because there's actually a roof that's like that like does this. So I'll deal with that in a little while. Not really worried about all the textures yet. This thing does this. Now this is a historic home. This home, that is used as this Mexican restaurant, because it was actually built out of all that, this down, like this whole area where it's like stone, like made of stone. Here. Boo, 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 boo. Bam. So this whole area, where'd you go? This whole area down here, like you can see a lot of this, and there's big pillars. That's all lava rock mined from a mountain back in 1919 or something like that. Like it's an old historic home. And that's all lava rock from a mountain. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. It's fun to find out these facts when you're doing these projects. Local history. I love me some local history. All right. Keep it going. Let's find where this is going to go. The street is just, you know, there's a street. Really nothing to write home about there. Just do that. It might just end up looking like a border. So there's street level. Then it goes up a smidge. All right. And that's basically our sidewalk. And then it goes up right to here. Right to the 1 inch mark. That's going to be all of that lava rock. And then let's make sure 1, 2, 3, and then that's where it is. We got 1, 2, 3. This is kind of where the door is, correct, right? Yes, no, not exactly as far as this. 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Ah, I see what I did. 1, 2, 3. No. Yes. 1, 2, 3. This peak is here. It's supposed to do that. Because I was like, it's supposed to be wider, I can tell. Right? It touches the third box here. I'm glad I did this, because drafting is different than cartooning for sure. And I'll tell you, just doing the grid just to keep yourself a little sane. Yeah, there you go. There's a nice wide. And now let's make sure 1, 2, 3 on the edge of 4, right? 1, 2, 3, and then this would be the fourth one. That's where that lands. Perfect. All right, so now we're good. Now we got a nice even. My peaks. There we go. My peaks and my freaks. That's my second Big Papa Pump reference. That's ridiculous. All right, so there we go. And it still looks a little off. Let me just hit this like wider like that. And that's probably a bit more like it. There we go. There we go. This is where the doorway is about here. Right? And they got some other doors and windows that pop open. Not too bad. I've been averaging 2-hour live streams. And every day I keep waking up wanting to do it, and then I do some other thing that takes over. Like I do something to prep the live streams. And because every day there's something to do. You know? And I should just start these things at 6 o'clock instead of 10:30, 11 o'clock. But, meh. But what you gonna do? All right. So I am just gonna dive right into details. And I'm just gonna start drawing little pebbles and little rocks here. Because this is essentially the shape, and then some of this stuff is like, well, I mean, I guess I can. Like, here's this, here's the other door. Right? Yes. Because this line is like doing that. Like, this is like, you can see this diagonal door. Is what's going on there. And it goes right to here. Right, and then yeah, because that's where that rock takes a turn. So that rock like turns a little, like right around there-ish, if even maybe a little sooner. Right around there-ish is where that rock kind of turns, and these are the steps that lead up. So I'll figure those out exactly in a bit. And then this is the rock again. There we go. Bum ba ba bum bum ba bum bum ba da da. There we go. How's that? It's about a square. There we go. We'll do that. All right, move over. Now this is all just kind of like these open windows. I might see if I can find an old-time picture and see I might just make these all closed windows. I don't need this to be all open like this, because you can't tell. It's a bit much, because they just have these classic window frames, just the 6 frame, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so I'll probably add more of those and not do the thing where they're open. So there'll just be 3 windows across. So that's that. All right, I'm drawing through a lot. So, all right, we got that. Do that, because that's more roof. Boom. Ya-da-da-da. Ya-da-da. Ya-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. And then I did forget, which is what happened the other day, that my buddy's going to call me and we're going to watch that stuff together. We're going to watch some of that Captain America, some of that Winter Soldier, the Falcon. It's exciting. Love this stuff. I love watching people freak out about this nonsense. I love all these people like, who's Baron Zemo? Who is this character? I'm like, oh my goodness. People are just catching up. They're just catching up to reality as far as I'm concerned. I've known about all this stuff. Everyone's all about it. They're like, oh my goodness. I can't wait. Look at this. The Infinity Gauntlet, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, I've known about that like my whole, like 30 years, the Infinity Gauntlet. All right. It's really or as it's known between me and like my sister and my friends, or what I would call it from time to time, the Virginity Gauntlet. If you know all about it really like that, it makes a lot of sense. Then Marvel Comics, not the most popular thing up until a few years ago. So the Virginity Gauntlet really, that drove a franchise. It was great. So fun. All right, let me do some of these. I'll do these big rocks. I got these rocks, and I got, what do I got? Let's go find me photos. I got a lot of reference. I went down there and took a whole bunch of pictures, so I could have a ton of reference, even of the fancy rock. Oh, let's see me. This is just...
Okay, because I was wondering about that.
I'm wondering about this fancy rock.
That was some of it, and I was like, they mined lava for blank and the blank.
Yeah, they mined the lava. See, so that's what I'm drawing is this area here now. And you can see there's those windows. They got them closed. So it's just like a bunch of tiny rocks. Like here's my tiny... here's my... I'll move this guy up a bit. All right. Oh, there you go. Boom. Oh, Andrew, what's cooking? Let me see. Look at this. Good Lord. This thing's quadruple time in your messages, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay? I love all the speculating on theories on who's going to appear and what's going to happen. I know. People were dying for that Mephisto. People were dying for Mephisto in WandaVision. WandaVision was almost like a sleeper hit. Like, that show was so good. And everyone's trying to figure it all out before they figured out it was Agatha all along. Hooray. Which, not really, though. But is that what people are doing? They're going hard on Omega Red showing up? But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Omega Red... I don't know. Omega Red? I don't know. Because you got Flag Smash, and that's my favorite part about all this. All of a sudden, you got things trending like, who's the Flag Smasher? Like these ridiculous, like nothing Marvel characters, but in movie context and in TV show context, you can take some of these characters like that, and then they're really important. That's really different. Look how ridiculous U.S. Agent is going to be, because I'm pretty sure that's like where that guy's headed, is U.S. Agent status. So we'll see what happens. I love it. Did you get fooled, Andrew? Did you get fooled by Funko? Because Funko Pops for WandaVision showed a fake Mephisto that's coming out as a phony spoiler, right? So I was like convinced it was spoiled for me, and it's like, nope, they did that on purpose, or someone made that meme themselves. And I was like, you got me, you Bastich. It was all right. It was worth it. But it ruins a little bit of your viewing experience when you're kind of waiting in the wings for something to happen. Or expecting it, or who knows. But either way, it's been a ride. I was just reminiscing about, maybe it is time to watch Winter Soldier again, and then maybe, Civil War. That was the best. My sister was watching Civil War again. She's like, oh, good movie. She forgot how much stuff happened in Civil War. All right? As I ink the tiniest pebbles. We'll be here 40 years. Here, I'll do some of them rocks. So these types of rocks, you just kind of like, since it's all, like you can kind of just put a bunch of rock shapes, and that's what makes it look like it is like they're all kind of mashed together. Is you do like that type of stuff. I think. I mean, I could be wrong. I've done this a couple times. I don't want it to look like goo. So let me see. Now, your rocks aren't wavy though. I can't be wavy gravy. It's got to be like a little more. Okay. I don't know if they did actually make it. Okay. I don't know if they did actually make that Funko. I don't think they did. There we go. You got to make them all. See, make them with like hard edges. Don't wobble around. I think this will come out how I want it to come out. Some of these can kind of touch. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm not gonna. They do just all connect. It's funny. I looked at them like I know how to draw those rocks. I'm like, do I know how to draw these rocks? We'll see. I think they're coming out okay. Looks like a stone wall to me. I'll ink it with some intricate, choices. See, Andrew, I read that. See, I read that, and I don't read that as, oh, yeah. Around here, we love the Macho Man Randy Savage, so I read that as, woo, yeah. They did. Oh, that's right. People's blowing their minds. There's a Falcon variant cover that came out with Mephisto lurking in the shadows. Yeah, look out. So I know, it's nuts. Mephisto has really, I don't know if you know what's going on with Mephisto. I don't know if you know what's going on with Marvel Comics. And I don't keep up. I just kind of keep up watching YouTube docs and vids and all that stuff. I used to collect more comics than, anyone. But then, you can't do that. It's a very expensive hobby. And then you kind of grow out of it and get different interests. And then paperbacks, trades get invented and all that stuff. Right? So, is it the fact that there's so Mephisto still lurking in the shadows? So people still waiting for Mephisto. Oh, people. It's so funny. So funny. But I mean, Marvel's obviously doing a good job, but Mephisto in the comics has really I read a thing. It's like Marvel just retconned its entire history, and I'm like, what? No. And then what they did was, it's some book, some story, and it shows like the dawn of man, the beginning of time, and the primordial ooze and all that sort of stuff, right? And Mephisto is the fly in the ointment. He's the fly and he is a fly, and he lands in the beginnings of creation. What they're saying by retconning, it's making it so that Mephisto is like the devil. Mephisto is Marvel's devil. Okay, and it might even be the fact that Mephisto might be the devil, like even our devil, and he's safe and hiding in the Marvel universe, like as Mephisto, right? That he's the actual devil, but he is in the Marvel universe because he's hiding in plain sight in the Marvel universe. Isn't that interesting? So that's the thing that they kind of did, where they made Mephisto he is the devil, he is Satan. It was him. So it's kind of interesting. This is looking okay. It looks like the Thing. I mean, it certainly looks like rocks. So it looks like the Thing. I think I should be a little more jagged maybe. But, and do they go all over, or is there a pattern to it? Because this is kind of going all over. There might be more of a pattern to it. Where they're...
Like,
They are
okay,
more
this-
horizontal. But they are just these big blocks.
Oh, and get those plants.
No, there's a lot. But they are kind of more like circles.
Huh?
Interesting. Like within negative space. They're like circles within negative space. So I don't really think I like this. When I get that many. It's a bit much. I might, because looking at the picture, like you can if I'm looking at this photo, like you can't even make these things out. Like how big would they be, right? Yeah. I'm going to stack them more. Like, like you'll get some weird shapes, but I think it'll look a little more cohesive to like this is. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not a brick wall, but yeah, I don't know. This feels a little better. Doesn't this feel better? A little? I don't know. That looks like too much of a brick. We'll see. We'll see. I think that's probably the way it's going to be. That's just probably right. That's pretty good. Right? Am I in frame? I got my cameras all over. Am I in? Yeah, I'm way in frame. I mean, you probably wish you could be a little closer for this. Oh my God, don't hit your head. Don't hit your head. Good Lord. Good Lord. That's going to leave a mark. My word. I'm sorry. And listen, healthcare is very expensive, so I know. Don't worry. All right, I'll make you chuckle in a moment. Laughter's the best medicine. All right, there we're a little closer to this catastrophe. There's my hand. Focus. All right. All right, there we go. So now you can see I'm making them bigger, like that much bigger. That is, and they are again more round, like rocks, not as brickish. There we go, and some can touch. Right, you do it like that. Let's see, right? Yes? Yes, no, yes, no, yes? I don't know. I'm just going to keep going. I'll see how I feel. We'll see how I feel. All right? All right, it's coming along. So, there's a few extra people around. That's nice. Let me know how you're doing. Hopefully having an all right time, an okay day. Thanks for joining me. I'm trying to do a thing where even though it's a shorty today because I'm going to watch that TV. I'm trying to do 7 days in a row just because I noticed that there's some like Twitch achievements that you unlock. I'm like, oh, I bet that's one. And when I was first starting, I was just so like, a little bit. And I don't really get nervous, but, you just don't want to be boring or do whatever. And it's more about the drawing on command. And I'm like, but it's like, oh, this is great. Like, I'm having a great time. And by the fourth time I was doing it, I was like, this is the best. This ain't nothing. I'm having a blast. So I do just like getting it, all day. Oh, what do we got? Carrying around four long boxes since I was a kid. Come to find they're worth a bunch of crazy money. Okay, I got back into it this year and probably had 4 more. Nicely done. Surprisingly, comics, yep, still that second market. Now, let me ask you, have you thought about grading them, Andrew? Do you ever get your comics graded, CGC graded, right? Is that what it is by that company? Because that ups the value of these comics by like, I don't know, 400%. Like, it's insane. Especially if you have like the good ones, like mint, 9.8s, 9.9s of, first Deadpools and first, because like first Deadpool is going up in the ranks, but I think it's still only worth a couple $100. But if you get it graded, it's worth $800. It's something like that, and don't quote me. First Deadpool could be worth a lot more, but because it is in a way common, even though it's not. Like you had to be collecting, I believe, X Factor maybe or X Force, and he was just a villain in there, which is how this stuff sometimes just happens. He was just in the background being like a new villain. So yeah, this is all right. I don't know. It's coming along. Feels like a stone wall, right? And now let's make some that like touch. Just to break it up and make it look a little different. Yeah, see, it does look better if you do some of that too. Or some of them are touching. Boom. I think I have, that's awesome. That is awesome. So I have not ever gotten anything graded yet, but I have, I have everything that I ever got. Like I have everything that I've ever collected, right? Here, wait, I'll show you. Hang on a second. Boom! Let's take a look. So right now, this will be hard to process. Let me turn this light off for a second. Because last time I tried this, it just screwed everything up. So turn that light off. Okay. So this is a green screen behind me, obviously. It's a whole green wall. And I didn't just paint it green. I painted green like it's slime in the house, right? So all that's just green paint. Okay? There's to the right, I have the window, and I cut out that set. That's a city, Tucson. There you go. Okay. Is it New Mutants 98? Deadpool's up to $3,000 at a 9.8. My word, Andrew. Did you have that one? Do you have that one? Good Lord. More of that. But now, comics is comics. Sure, I love those, but you can tell also I love them action figures. Can you see that? Boom. All right. So that is like a bunch of my action figures. You got the Ghostbusters up there, next to the Sesame Street house, going right into the world of Springfield, and then it jumps Springfield Gorge to Castle Grayskull. Heck yeah. You got a bunch of Looney Tunes, Thundercats, He-Man, Ghostbusters, all that fun stuff. So I love all that nonsense. That's a good time. What is New Mutants 98 not graded worth? That's kind of the question. Because if it's worth $3,000 at like a 9.8, what is it if it's just not graded? Because that shows you like how big a difference getting these things graded really is. Right? There we go. So how fascinating. How fascinating. But boop. So I have like a bunch. I have some good indie comics set aside, because like I was saying, it was Marvel Zombie. When I started collecting the comics, right? They were still 75 cents sometimes, and $1 for sometimes, and then $1.25. So I would come home with like 60 Marvel comics, like a lunatic. And I had a thing to make sure it wasn't. I read every one of them. I suffered through so many bad comics. It's ridiculous, but I was a Marvel zombie, like for sure. Like really, really love Marvel. Again, I love Superman. He's my favorite. Spider-Man's my favorite. But Superman, that's DC, right? I like Plastic Man from DC. The JLA is great, right? So yeah, just several hundred, right? Because again, let's pretend it was a 9.8. Like, what's a 9.8 first appearance of Deadpool? I'm sure it's less than 1,500. It's less than half of that, I think. But what do I know? Search for yourselves. Google it for yourselves. Right? I'm just speculating. That's why they call these markets speculative. But that whole thing where collecting comics, do all that, I loved it, right? Did it. And then after comics, it was DVDs, and it was always action figures and toys for a very long time. But, and t-shirts. Oy. So I have, I believe, if memory serves, no kidding, I have, I think, 22 or 24 or 26 long boxes of comics. Now, it's not impressive because they're all from the 90s, right? So that's not, there's a lot of trash in there that ain't worth a nickel. But there is a lot of good stuff in there too, because I always take care of my stuff. So, they're all bagged, they're all boarded, they're all bagged. They've been, in cool climates, out of the sun, all that. But we'll see one day what I do with them, because I do different stuff. My back issues are probably going to serve my small business, because I run this thing called the Comic Book Mobile. And what's it called? It's also newsstand edition versus direct edition with the mini Spider-Man head. I know! Isn't that nuts too? Isn't that nuts? Because that's what it is. Because it's all about rarity and all that stuff. It's anything that's a difference is a difference. There's comics that used to have like plastic cards in them, like from, what was it? Crunch and Munch and stuff like that. It's like, oh, did you scratch the entry code? Did you take the card out? Because people still want it mint. Like, it's nuts, you know? But I don't know. It's worth it to me. I love it. The collector's market has really gone crazy. I was thinking the other day, I wish that I was collecting I wish I'd stayed up on these Marvel Legends, because they've made so many Marvel Legends, like everybody, like it's insane, you know? And there are just some characters I really would have loved to got my hands on that they've done just updated versions of them, and they look mint. But it's all right. It's all right. That's why we're here. That's why we're here doing this, because we're entrepreneurial with our spirit, always trying to find another way to make money and move forward with myself so I don't have to get some corporate job. Yeah! Freedom, freelance. That's the goal, right? So we'll see. We'll see how long I can keep this up. I'm at 5 years of keeping it up, so pretty good. Where I haven't had a normie 9-to-5 job. You know, I got to be a teacher for a little while. That's not normal hours. My point is I haven't gone back to like the grocery store, which is where I worked. Worked at a grocery store for 9 years. And got out of there, opened my own business, and surviving all this baloney that we're dealing with, because that certainly almost put it out of business. It's parked it. I've done no business with it in a year. But, you know, I'm just gearing up and keep doing freelance. This comic, I think, is going to be a big deal when I do this. I'm enjoying it. I'm putting a lot of effort into it. All right? It's ridiculous. A lot of stuff in the 90s was trash. Really? Like, that's so funny. Because people treat it like trash, so they didn't take care of it. The Power Ranger comic that came with kids underwear multi-packs is worth thousands. Well, that's just a collector's item. Like, because it's a product, not just a comic. Like, that's insane. You know, because I'm sure that's the same way with, like, mail away Mum-Ra and He-Man, and like any mail away stuff is always worth more because it was part of a duo pack or something. There's like a Batman bank that you only got with Batman cereal in 1989 or something like that. So that'll always happen because people, they want it. They want their underoos again. That's what they want. They want underoos. Super comfy. But a lot of the reason I think a lot of this is because the people that grow up now, like, they're willing to spend the money on this. You know, my mom was buying Precious Moments and collector plates and things like that. And now our generation, like, a lot more people collect. You know, I was obviously a big nerd collecting when I was collecting. And now, holy geez, with the pop figures, Funko crack. Everybody loves them. They love those things, right? It gets a little jumbly over there. And this looks very geometric, so I still got to fix this. I'm not pleased with it, but I'll come up with some more. And again, I could add some, like, you know, make it look more like stone. Just add some more cementy feelings. I liked how this was coming out. It gets jumbly there. It's just not working. But whatevs. Do that. I'm trying to think of what's something dumb I know that's worth just thousands. Like, where it's like, this Hostess cream pie isn't worth this much because the Ninja Turtles did this on it. Like, it's so ridiculous. But people love that crap. Nostalgia is worth a mint, you know? So that's why Power Rangers, boom. And now that everybody's older, they're willing to spend $1,000. I want to spend $1,000 on having an arcade in my home. Those are popular, right? Spend that money on just honestly, like, the same childhood stuff. And the fact of, like, adults don't do this. And yeah, now they do. You know, you can't really quantify, like, adults don't do this don't do that. Yeah, they do. It's all different. Reprint comics, the Kimmel's Marvel Legends are really? No kidding. What a shame. I have all of them. I've used those as beater comics. Straight up. Like, I've used those as beater comics for kids at events because I'm like, yeah, exactly. They're just, you know, all these, who cares? Who needs a reprint of, you know, some random 70s Falcon issue? But apparently that's what people want. Andrew, you're blowing my mind. That's insane. I have all those. They're not ruined, but they've certainly been manhandled quite a bit. Manhandled for sure. All right. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I was onto it there. This gets a little too geometric-y. Like, they get too much like bricks. So let me look at what I just kept doing over here. You know, I think you got some You got some bigger sizes and then some various sizes. Do 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 do. Boom. Do you collect any of those, Andrew? Do you collect toys? You collect any of those Marvel Legends? I love them. I love them. Right now, what's out is the Into the Spider-Verse set came out. And I got Peter B. Parker and I got Miles Morales. I need Gwen Stacy. But they made Frogman. And you might not know Frogman because he's just a terrible frog character from the Marvel Universe. Just a man in a frog suit. I don't know. It's ridiculous. But they made that and I want it so big because it's so stupid. And I specifically remember a cover with Frogman on it. Okay? The Gambit comic was a reprint of the first Omega Red and it's pricey. How? How is that pricier than the original? That's insane. That's insane. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, really. That's insane. I wonder if I have that one. Again, I had Gambit. Then again, they made several Gambits. You know, so once I usually get one, I'm good for a while. I even just like... So, Marvel Legends Thanos just came out. Like, they made a Thanos. He's got a couple of hands for the Infinity Gauntlet and whatnot. But to me, that's still not better than the Marvel Select Thanos that came out like 15 years ago that I still got. And it's the best. You know? Really? So, Andrew, you collect them and keep them in the box still too, huh? Nuts. That's amazing. Good for you. I have a good amount of stuff in the box, but, you know, not buying doubles. I did used to do that with comics. Like, I would buy doubles of certain things. Like, I think I have three polybagged copies of, like, when Metallica made a comic. And Superman, you know, Death of Superman, I got at least a couple of those. But I would buy... There was a Superman Color Forms comic when they merged with Milestone. And I wanted those, of course. Oh, I got one to play with and one to keep loose. Or one to keep in the bag. So, pretty funny. But yeah, I get it. You got to buy one for one. You got to buy one for one. So good. So I'm going to be opening packages on here. And also, I might, because no, it might be fun, because I'm a lunatic. You guys just don't know it yet. I might go ahead and end up doing... I might just play with some action figures on Twitch and live stream like a lunatic and make like a game of it. Because I have so many and there's just no rules, you know? I'll just be doing whatever with like, here's Lion-O hanging out and then doing that. And then all of a sudden like Galactus shows up with Hong Kong Phooey and Loki is at fault. So here's Leela and Michelangelo to stop Hank Scorpio who's teamed up with Skeletor. Like that's a good time to watch that. And those are just the figures I got sitting over there. So I'm going to get ridiculous and do some of that at some point. You got to play with these action figures again just to be absurd. I think it'll catch on like gangbusters. People are going to be like, yo, see that guy? Let's go watch him play with his toys. He's a riot. So fun. I'm really excited about doing more and more in this Twitch stuff. Like you have no idea. Like, and again, live stream in general. So you can say I keep calling it Twitch stuff. That's because I just paid for Streamlabs Prime today. That's why I'm now... This is the first time I'm broadcasting on Facebook. First time I'm broadcasting to my YouTube. So, you know, it's pretty fun. Like, to be able to be live all the time. And again, I wouldn't be talking to Andrew if I didn't broadcast Facebook today. Worth every penny, Andrew. That's right. So, Gambit's one of my favorites, too. Gambit's like my sister's favorite. For different reasons. But, Gambit's one of the best. Again, especially like 90s cartoon Gambit. How can you not love that guy? So, that's a little better. That's a little better. They're still kind of brickish. Let's just keep going. But it's coming along. I think it's working. Yeah, looks like stones to me, right? And when I ink it, it'll be ridiculous. So Gambit, your favorite X-Man. I mean, if we take Wolverine, because I love Wolverine. I don't want to say you gotta love Wolverine. It's almost like a default. It's sometimes like, besides Batman, you got to just qualify certain things. So, as far as like favorite X-Men, because that's the thing about the X-Men, they're just practically their own separate comics universe, right? I wonder, like, who's my favorite X-Man? You'd think I'd know this, like, right off the top of my head. But, who is it? Because I've got a few, like, rolling around in there. It's obviously Mimic. No, he's the worst. It's I love Gambit. I love Nightcrawler's great. Nightcrawler's a common, like, people love him, right? Like, he's just cool. I loved Iceman, because also I love Iceman from Spider-Man, His Amazing Friends. There's so many mutants. I'm like, not Havoc. Multiple Man's fun. And that's what I'm just thinking of, like, what power is fun. But as a character, like, what's funny is I guess technically it's Jubilee. And everybody bags on Jubilee. But I love Jubilee. I love Jubilee. My sister loves Jubilee. And they only made her Marvel Legends and her regular outfit, her regular Jubilee yellow coat action figure for the first time only like a year ago. Ridiculous. I had to wait that long. I just got the Diamond Select statue of Jubilee. Yeah, it was only like $45. But probably Jubilee, I guess. Ridiculous. Usually it's the funny character. Like, if you ever read Exiles, I love Morph, because he's absurd. Like the comics version of Morph, not the cartoon one. That's so funny. See, look, I just looked up. Okay? That's because, did you see? I didn't look up. The camera's not on me. But I literally just looked up and said, I was speculating that Age of Apocalypse Morph would be your fave. That's so fun. Did you write that before? I said that when I was talking about Jubilee? Or did you write that like the second I said maybe Morph from Exiles, who is Age of Apocalypse Morph? That's right. That's where he came from. That's ridiculous. Because, yeah, that is really who it would be. Because my favorite other one is Plastic Man in DC, like when you don't count Superman. Like not counting Superman, Plastic Man is my favorite. I love Plastic Man. Like, he's ridiculous. So, and another one from Marvel. Okay. They kind of ruined Jubilee in the comics because, again, if you don't know, she's a vampire now. And she's been a vampire since, that craze with sparkly vampires. Like, yeah. And, they've got her in stories where she's protecting a baby or something like that and whatnot. But still, it's kind of weird. That happened with House of M. Is that she lost her powers and then got vampire powers because now she's a vampire. Yikes, right? Horrifying. I deleted and redid. That's hilarious. Like, how funny is that? But yeah, I love that Mimic. Mimic's ridiculous. Or like Morph, rather. I love that Morph. That's so funny. You just wrote Mimic instead too. So that like, again though, as far as powers are concerned though, like what power would you have, right? You think about that one. There's a not as well known Marvel hero called Slapstick, and he basically is the power of a cartoon character, and he has this infinite bag of holding his big. He doesn't have like the bag of holding his gloves. His gloves like can reach into a dimension and pull out a mallet, pull out anything. This is one of his powers. He's ugly looking and weird. And then they have used him since in like Civil War. They really put him on some weird ragtag team. Like, no one had used him since a Marvel card in like the 90s. But I'd always said like Slapstick. Because, cartoon character. That's fun. So that's the thing. And if I could ever do like a comic for DC, what I would do, and you never know if they do it, is I would try to bring Freakazoid into the DC universe. Like 100%. Because with modern age, like it'd be ridiculous. It'd be ridiculous to do that. How funny would that be? So, getting Freakazoid in there, I would love to do that. If I couldn't do that, it'd be Plastic Man. I know. Well, that's true. Well said, because Generation X used to be our favorite comic too. Me and my sister, and then that art got so bad. And right? That's true. It's because back then the Marvel Universe was always struggling with time. where no matter when you were reading it, they've only been around about 10 years. You know? So it's like they didn't want Jubilee to be like, oh, she's aged. It's like, nope, she literally is just about the same age from the day we met her. Like, still a teenager. You know? Because they struggled with time so much. Like, that's what they say. Peter Parker's been Spider-Man about 10 years in, like, the Marvel Universe. And, I mean, that's what it was at a point where they were always trying to kind of maintain this weird linear timeline of how long things have been going on in the Marvel Universe. So, it would have been better if she was a teacher to a degree. Like, just make a young teacher. Make that part of her story. She's nervous. You know? They don't respect her. Like, she should have been the leader of the team. You know? But they kind of, I don't know. Which, you know, what are you going to do? That's because that's retconning quite a bit. And we're talking like 1994, I think, here. All right, how's this coming along? It's coming along. And then, yeah, you just let it get a little goofed up in a couple places. Like you just do to make it look a little weird. Like this part's looking weird. This is kind of okay. Speaking of kind of okay, I think that's kind of okay as far as the stream's concerned, because you know what? All this talk about fun comics nonsense, I'm gonna go watch some nonsense about fun comics. Boom! All right? So thanks for hanging out. Now, here we are. We're on this now, so come follow me on Twitch if you can, because I need to get to 50 on Twitch. If you're watching me on Facebook, that's great. Watch me on YouTube, that's great too. That really helps. So just throw me a follow on, I need to get up to 50, so throw me a follow on Twitch, so that this way I could get affiliate status and start really doing something with this stuff. But Andrew, awesome time hanging out. Thank you. I love talking about comics nonsense, especially a guy who's in the know and just riding right along with me. That's for you, sir. Yes. Yes. All right? I love it the most. Toot toot. Let's call it a night. I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I do try to do some stuff earlier, or maybe I just include you where I'm setting up other things. All right? But either way, I'm your BFF, your best Frank forever. You're never going to meet one better. Right? Right. Toot toot. I love you the most.